Peace, family. Peace. Family, it's going to be a quick one. It's not going to be a very long one. Okay, we are going to talk about critics. Okay, I've been seeing quite a bit lately. I'm not going to lie. And not just for myself, but also for other people. And I want to kind of address slightly the Jay-Z situation. Jay-Z recently done a deal with the NFL, right? And he done this deal, and so many other people wanted to critique Jay-Z because he done a deal with the NFL, right? They were saying he was a coon, he's a sellout. How could he do this, etc., etc. Now, a lot of people didn't know that this year, or in the last few years, Jay-Z has paid for many fathers, many black fathers, on Father's Day to get their bail, paid for their bail so they can come out of jail. Okay, he paid Meek Mill, the rapper Meek Mill. He paid his millions of dollars of lawyer fees. Okay, he built pipelines in Africa so Africans could have, better water supply. He helped 21 Savage, with his deportation stuff. Jay-Z's done a lot, and I just kind of feel like a lot of people feel like they're in the position to critique. Now, no one is above critique, and I understand that. But it seemed like it was coming from a very emotional place. It seemed like it was coming from... But what I do find is a lot of your biggest critics are probably some of your biggest admirers. That's what I've come to find anyway. So then, people are now... They've seen the Saga of Akkad interview. They've seen the Armin Navabi interview. And thank everyone for watching, by the way. And then everyone's got something to say. No one's got anything to say from a rational, reasonable standpoint, but everyone's got something to say from an emotional standpoint. And it comes a point when I kind of feel like, well, if you're going to critique something, critique it without emotion, because everyone can be a critic because they don't like, I don't know, the look of someone's shirt, but if you're going to critique something, I just feel like you should critique it by using logical, rational, reasonable arguments, So we're now living in the time where, because everyone's got a bloody computer, or everyone's got a phone, and everyone watches everything, everyone's a critic. But what I find is, again, most people are critiquing stuff from an emotional standpoint. So I just kind of feel like, if we're going to kind of move forward with critiquing, because I don't mind being critiqued by either my peers or not my peers. However, I'd sit down and listen to anyone critiquing what I do, if it's coming from a standpoint of something that is logical, rational, like rational and reasonable. So yeah, it was just a quick one. I just wanted to kind of, get people's views and opinions on the fact that everyone's a critic now. And everyone actually is a critic, If you can stop 7 billion people from having emotion, go on. No, I can't. That's the thing. I can't stop people from having emotion. But I guess as a species of human, we're going to need to learn to critique things without getting so goddamn emotional. The Armin Navabi interview went out, and some people talking about, Sarah Garvey hates Islam. Now, I brought hadiths, which was Sahih, when I sat down with him, right? And I don't know what more you want me to do. Like, everyone's got a reason as to why, some emotional reason as to why Armin Navabi is not a real Muslim, etc., etc. And it's just like, come on, guys, like, that's out of emotion. That's an emotional argument. Everyone that calls himself a Muslim is a Muslim, according to me. So I don't know what the criteria is for not being a Muslim, but I can only take people's, face value when they say, oh, I am actually a Muslim, this is who I am. Armin Navabi's an ex-Muslim, it is what it is. A different phenotype. What? I'm trying to read what you guys are doing. Should really pull over and kind of read. I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna pull over and read these comments actually. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hang on a minute. Wrong context. Plus you don't understand Arabic. Yeah, everyone. Same thing. Sarah, you can't win with these people. I don't believe you can win. Victimhood mentality is the worst kind. I agree. What's wrong with emotion, says Kuzami. Kuzami Ataha. When emotions cloud your judgment to be reasonable and rational, that is a problem. Okay, that is actually a problem. When you can't see past your emotion, you know, and all you do see is emotion, then we've got a problem. We've definitely got a problem. I think people should learn to deal with their emotions before critiquing something, because what's going to happen is you are literally going to be, you're going to be found out. Basically, I'm going to find you out. I'm going to be like, I'm going to ask you some questions, and every question I ask you is an emotional response. And I'm like, I haven't got time. I'm not your shrink, you know. I'm not your shrink. I'm not your psychologist or psychiatrist. I don't need all these emotions from you. What I do need from you, though, okay, is a rational, reasonable argument. That's what I do need from you. Emotions are also the basis of morality. Okay, if you say so, mate. No, morality is everyone's morals are different. Okay, everyone's morals are different. So, you know, you can't say it came from emotion. It's based on axiology. It's based on values. It's based on what you find the most valuable. That's what I feel like morals come to at the end of the day. It comes to whether or not your value system is different from another person. What you find morally correct is not what I find morally correct, you know? So it is what it is. Romy Thomason, good evening. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying your evening. I hope you're enjoying the summer. For all who did go to the carnival, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, lining up the next Sarah Meets. I should be filming that in the next couple of weeks. So you guys will see that. Nice car, dude. Thank you, Romy. It's the designer's checks that are paying for this, apparently. Yeah, big up the Zionists for, you know, lacing my bank account with those millions. That was sarcasm, by the way, people. That was sarcasm, by the way, for all who didn't get it. When black people get emotional when being critical, when common sense is lacking. I do feel like common sense and emotional response is quite easy for me. When you critique something, sorry, let me stop jumping around. When you are easily triggered emotionally, right? When you're easily triggered emotionally, I can control you. If I know that X person is going to do X, if I do X, then I'm the daddy right now, right? Because I know that I can just quickly make you act in a certain way because I know your emotional trigger. It's easier, all right, to not be controlled if your first response isn't an emotional one. I'm just saying, it's easier not to be controlled if your first response is not an emotional response. If your first response to anything is emotional, I can control you. I'll be like, okay, so you see that group of people, if we say X, they're gonna get really emotional, they're probably gonna do that because of their emotions and X, Y, and Z. Then I can plan based off your emotional response. I now own you. However, if you're a cerebral person and you're a thinking person, you can say to yourself, okay, you know what, I could react this way, but you know what? I'm actually not going to. I'm going to react a different way. That is a way in which you thought about all of the, you know, outcomes and then reacted that way. So I think people should stop being so goddamn emotional and critiquing everything based on emotion. you can there are things you can critique based on emotion, like films, right? Films are like subjective, innit? So you like it, I don't like it, he likes it, he doesn't like it, fine. But when you are trying to critique something that is coming from a reasonable and logical standpoint, you can't use emotion. You just can't. Have you seen Dave Chappelle's Netflix show? No, but I'll probably watch it tonight. Point of personal, yeah, I'll probably watch it tonight. I might watch some Dave Chappelle tonight. Sorry, you're hurting my feelings. Says Oxo Beans. Fuck your feelings, mate. Fuck your feelings. And that's literally what it is. Like, everyone expects their feelings, right, to be catered to. So if I'm a person, which I am, who analyzes stuff logically, I've now got to take every single person's feelings into consideration. Is that what I got to do now? So I'm going to spend my time caring more so about all the feelings that I'm going to hurt over the actual thing that I'm critiquing, or the actual thing that I'm trying to analyze and break down. No, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. If I critique the Bible or the Quran, or, you know, or your mother or whoever, right, I'm really not taking your feelings into consideration. I'm just letting you know, like, fuck your feelings. I'm literally going to critique it based off logical and rational, and reasonable, like, things. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't say X because someone's going to get really upset. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm not going to lie. People can get upset, and they get upset all the time, because you can be rational, you can be logical, and people still get upset. So the bottom line is, you can't win when it comes to people's feelings. So yeah, I'm gonna keep critiquing what I'm critiquing, and I expect people to critique me, okay? I expect you to critique me. But if you're going to critique me, don't make it based on emotion. Please. Family, please. Can we? But yeah, I'm gonna peace out. I hope you're all enjoying. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my evening. Okay? And take care of each other, folks, okay? Stop being so goddamn emotional. Peace, family. Peace.